So welcome to the Citywide Council for District 75's business meeting. This meeting is starting at 6:48 p.m. Unfortunately, we do not have quorum, but for the sake of the meeting, we will do a roll call for those of us that are present. I am Christy Angel, co-president of the council. I am present. Andrea Daniels, co-president, is present. Vanessa Barrero, our treasurer, is present, and we are currently waiting on an additional council member. We do have one that has recently resigned, and another that is multitasking for Staten Island for their PTA and for things that are happening out there. So thank you to everyone who is able to join. Andrea, do you have, I know that Jessica's just getting off of work, so we can go ahead and at least start and go through some of these items since we are members that are going to be continuing the work of the council. So with that said, let me pull up our agenda. So guys, for the I have it on here again for the budget adjustment discussion. Is everyone still aware and familiar with the fact that we will not have a purchasing card until we get an AA? And even
আপনাদের সবাইকে শুভ সন্ধ্যা। আপনাদের সবাইকে শুভ সন্ধ্যা এই ব্যবসায়িক মিটিংটাতে।
I am a little bit lost. I'm hearing an interpreter.
আমি কিছুটা
Interpreter, I think that you are Nustra. I think that you
Yes.
have to mute your computer.
Oh, I got it. Okay, thank you. All right, Andrea, or could you help assist me? Are you let me make you a co-host so you can assist. Thank you.
What do you want to look at, Christy Angel?
No, I just need you to help with the muting and doing different things with the people in the room. So with the budget adjustment, everyone has their e-file. I want to be brief with this. We don't have an AA, so $2,000 will need to be moved to another line, right? I can pull the budget up, but I feel like I'm multitasking just a little bit. If those of us have our computers in front of us and we're able to pull that up, let me know. If not, I will need to take a moment to pull the budget up for us. Hold on one moment. Let me try to find it.
I'm on my computer on the joint public hearing. I had to get on the phone for this meeting because my tablet don't have enough space when I needed to update it. So I'm on my phone and I'm on my computer in the other meeting.
Okay. All right. So guys, just to be in brief, I'll just be brief and not pull the budget up. We're going to have to move $2,000. I would like to move that into our parent advocacy work so that we may be able to use it for any of the end of the year things, or if we're doing something with legislative, we need to use these items for our purchase orders. I'm going to send out another e-file before our 11:20 meeting on our calendar meeting, which will be voting for these items, to show you exactly how everything will be moved around. But if you can, please do read your emails so that you can know what the discussion will be on 11:20 in regard to moving that $2,000 out of the P card so that we will be able to use it in purchase orders. And then we will also need to figure out our website moving forward, how that is being paid, who's being reimbursed, and things of that nature. Because as of right now, myself and Christy Montalbot have been paying for it since we do not have a purchasing card. With that being said, the next order of, oh wait, do we have any questions? I don't want to skip past anyone just jumping past that. Do we have any questions regarding the budget or the moving the $2,000 from the P card line?
So I noticed that I was the only one that sent in my reimbursement sheet, so we can't do the reimbursements either at this time, or what's going on with that as well?
It was me, you, and someone else for reimbursement. So that is being done by our face liaison, so we can check in with her to see where she is with that. we don't have an AA, so of course all of our items will have to go through Miss Nurse Carter, who will be assisting us, and we need to just follow up with her to see where she may be in that step, because we don't have any confirmations that it has been processed through FAMIS as of yet, but it has been received with it received and signed off. Vanessa, you've signed off on everything so far, right?
She signed off on mine
Oh, I was
for
asking.
sure.
I was asking her if she had is she still on the line?
Yes, I
You
signed off on it, but I received an email from Miss Nurse Carter that something didn't go through, but then she said she would get back to me and she never did. So I don't know what the issue is, what the holdup is, but everything that was supposed to be signed by me is signed.
Okay, I know that I gave her the we needed our sign-in sheets and all those things of that nature. So we did get that part in. So there shouldn't be any holdup except probably her putting it in, unless there's an issue with FAMIS, which of course we know that happens sometimes. But I'll try to reach out to her after this meeting to see where she might be with it so we can have an update. Do we have any
Go
ahead.
I had sent another email in about that and nobody responded. And I even sent my reimbursement again. After Vanessa had signed off on it, and after she asked you for more paperwork, like the attendance sheet and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'll just check in with her. I know that our FACE liaisons support a lot of councils, and with us not having an AA, it's a bit of extra work that she's doing. So I'll see what that looks like for us to try to, at minimum, see if it's already in or where it is in the process. I'll try to text her while we're on this call. Did Jessica dial in, guys? I'm screen sharing, so I'm not able to see.
Let me check if I see her on. Give me a minute. She's not on here. I don't see her name.
Okay, I just text her. I am not sure. I'm realizing our emails are going to her personal, not the
No, but I've been sending her emails to her other one
no,
too.
and that's
She made
okay. That's okay.
no the one she made for the council. I sent it there 2 emails. She's not responding to me either.
No, I'm not saying it in that capacity. I'm saying that I made a mistake and sent the information for today's meeting to the wrong email. So that's my bad there. Hold on one second. I'm going to forward this to her other email. And there we go. All right, hopefully she can join. If not, I will try to circle back with her. I just want to take a brief meeting so we can see where we all are. And seeing that we don't have quorum, we just can only go over this, but this is at least some good debriefing that we can have so that we're prepped for our calendar meeting on 11/20. So in regard to the budget, I'll go ahead and bump that back up to you guys so you can physically see what it is. We're not going to be changing too much except for moving that $2,000 line item. I probably will ask for a motion to increase the line for the annual report writer, because we only had $3,000 that we gave last year, and it needs to at minimum be at 5. It is very low for the level of work that we actually need to be done. So that's a discussion that we can have on the 20th and or before on email. In regard to the legislative breakfast, we were advised that the chancellor wants all of the superintendents to now have their legislative breakfast. And so we were asked to join with the district so that we can have a joint breakfast, which we'll have further discussion tomorrow if those of you are able to join us, council members, with the superintendent check-in. I think it's 12 to 1:30 tomorrow afternoon. So what we are—
Let me ask you a question. Hold on. So they doing the legislative breakfast, the district, with us this year?
Yes, we're partnering this year with the district to do the legislative breakfast.
Oh, because last year I thought they partnered with President's Council, so I'm kind of confused. I'm just remembering that.
I don't believe I know anything about that. But I do know that we, as the superintendent in the district, it'll be their first time doing a legislative breakfast, and they've asked to work with us, and we are going to try to make that happen. We will be using the one of the banquet rooms at Baruch. Sacha English is helping us to get that. We'll know the date for confirmation hopefully by tomorrow. I did ask today, but we were unable to get the date. It is looking at the first week of March. So with that being said, I want to be really honest with you guys. It is a lot of work to do the legislative breakfast correctly. With it being in March, we are going to have to get on the hot foot now. We're looking, that room holds about 200 people. We want more legislators than we want stakeholders in the room. So we're aiming very high, which means we need to start this month, reaching out to our legislators with our letters, with our phone trees and things of that nature, and following up so that we lock people in now, because it's extremely hard to get legislators. And we want this year to be a bit different. This will be our third year, and we want to make sure, it's bigger, it's better, and we have as many legislators as possible so we can lift up what we want to change about policy, what we want to highlight that we have going on within District 75. So we will need people who are able to get on those phone calls, the phone trees, to the city council, to the legislators, to the senators, to the people on those education committees, and continue to call. It won't be a one-time thing. This is a huge push that goes into March. So please look into your calendars and your schedules and your hearts, because we will need to make a collective effort for the legislative breakfast. We may try to have a committee meeting just to see if there's additional parents who want to join that committee and people who want to help put this together and lift the load. In regard to the committee discussions, I was hoping Jessica, give me 1 second, please. Oh, there she is. Hey, Jessica, welcome to the meeting. Is your audio, are you able to hear and see what we're presenting?
Hi, good evening. Yes, I can see.
Okay, so far we just went over the budget adjustment, just discussing that $2,000 we would have for the P card. We're going to move it back into, well, the motion will be to move it into like parent advocacy and or the annual report writer line, so that we can support the items that we need without it being locked into a line that we cannot use. For the legislative breakfast, we are looking for the first week of March. We are partnering with the district to do our legislative breakfast this year. And we have a meeting tomorrow. Let me know if you do not have the link. I believe I sent it to everyone, but Jessica, my apologies. For some reason, I keep sending to your iCloud. I will fix that. We have a meeting with the superintendent tomorrow at 7, excuse me, tomorrow is the 7th from 12 to 1:30. So for those of you who can come as council members, this is an excellent space where you can uplift your concerns, considerations, things of partnerships with ideas that you may have. It's a great listening session, and we also get our different updates from the district, and it's just us with the district. So if you can make that, please do. If not, let me know, and we'll make sure to give any feedback that you would like us to give them, and then we can give you the notes from the meeting. So now we are caught up, Miss Jessica. We are on our committee discussion. So guys, I want to talk about the work that we have to do as council members. Technically, we only have to come to one calendar meeting. You can come and you can vote. However, we have parents that elected us and are looking for us to do a lot of this different work that represents them, and it is advisory and things of that nature. So with that being said, we don't have all of our committees working. With us not having a lot of bodies, that's okay. But for the ones that we do have working, such as busing, we have outreach, Christy Montalban is over transition, etc. I want to know, how are you guys feeling with the committees? How do you feel like, what time do you guys have during the week to actually be available? Are our committee times working out for you? Are you guys able to technically commit to the committees? How do you guys feel about that? I want to hear a little bit of feedback of where you guys may be. I don't want to put anyone on the spot. um, with busing, Jessica, Andrea, how are you guys feeling about how that's moving or how you can work with it? Is someone talking? Just
No, nobody's talking. I'm talking now though. Nobody said anything. So with that, I know we had discussed that you said that Jessica wanted to be involved as the co-chair of busing, but we haven't really like kind of worked that out yet. I know mostly you've been helping me sometimes with the busing.
right. I don't want to like point blame or anything of anything of that nature. I want to ask, like, honestly, do our members, all of us, have capacity? Because we have emails that we have to check. We have parents that are reaching out to us, and we want to make sure that we're answering those parents and we're doing what we need to do on that half outside of our meetings. And I know that we all have our children. We all have a lot of stuff that's happening. So I want to make sure I'm not making any major request of council members. And if you are able to or not able to do something, which it's not a bad thing if you can't do something, it's okay. Just let us know so that we can figure out how to, divvy the workout. Because Andrea and myself, we're ex officio members of each committee. And it would be, I don't know everyone's timing, but it would be great if we could start supporting each other in the different workshops. If you have some ideas, guys, let me know. I'm here to fully support you. Council members will connect you with the people to push forward the ideas that you have. I just want you guys to know that you are supported if you can do things. And if you can't, it's okay. Just please let us know so we can move forward accordingly. And if you do go ahead.
Not to interrupt you, but I know these joint public hearings are sometimes a bit of a problem because, like tonight, it was 3 of them, one day. And I did try to get on Staten Island because the other one in Queens already finished, but apparently the one in Staten Island, the one that I had access to anyway, already finished as well. But I did try to get on, even though I was late because the other one finished about six something.
Okay, so I jumped on the one for Staten Island. So guys, Jessica and Vanessa, we have joint public hearings where we're talking about schools that are becoming co-located or truncated and things of that nature. When you guys or any members see those emails coming through, you absolutely can respond to them. If it's a school in Brooklyn, in Queens, in Staten Island, we are the citywide council, so we can go and represent our council at any of those meetings. So you can always feel free to say yes and add your name. Generally, especially if it's schools that you're familiar with in your boroughs, we want to encourage you to partner with us to come to those meetings. Andrea and we do try to juggle them mostly, but where I'm going to pick up where Haleen left off on the joint public tracker, because a lot of things have been moved around and are happening at the same time. So we want to make sure we have notice first so that you guys can prepare if you can go and sign up for it. And then we have at least a list that tracks it for you guys. So I can commit to try to have that ready for everyone prior to our November 20th meeting. And we'll always be forwarding these emails to you. So if you see them and you want to join in, please do feel okay and free to do so.
And these meetings so far are what do you call it? Virtual. So it's all committee meetings. So that's done for a variety of reasons, so that I guess people could try to make it more, whether it's DOE when it comes to the joint public hearings, or even if it's us parents. That's why I think they make it virtual a lot. And then sometimes a lot of times these proposals end up going to the PEP. Now, PEP is a hybrid meeting like ours, but that's our choice. So when me and Christy Angel can't go on in person, which we really haven't made in person, not even me, we go on even PEP virtually sometimes. even though that's a long meeting, but we try.
And that meeting
Um,
also is forwarded out to you guys. Generally, you might see Shirley Albin's name on it, or your panel for educational policy. Those meetings are forwarded to your emails as well. I would encourage you, when you see those things come in, and there are a lot of emails, pull the link out and add it to your calendar, just in case it is something you can go to. You can just automatically pop on, because it will be really hard trying to fish through the emails to find a lot of these different links for a lot of the things that we have going on, especially since we don't have our AA. So I want to be cognizant of that, and then try to make sure you guys have everything that you need prior to those meetings.
and the
So,
committee meetings that we do are all virtual. So that's why I think Christy Angel's asking like what time is convenient for everyone for certain kind of meetings, because that one is virtual. Those committees that we do, and it could be any time, you know, if we come to a consensus where everyone could try to go sometimes. Now I know everybody's busy doing things in life, but you know, that's what we're just trying to see what everybody could do at their capacity. That's all. Go ahead, Co-President Christy Angel.
but additionally, when we get to do the work of the committees, if you like, Jessica, are you still our chair for, I just want to make sure, do you still have the capacity for the inclusion? You still want
Yeah.
to chair? Okay, so when, like for Jessica per se, when she decides to do her inclusion committee meeting, she doesn't have to like necessarily check in with us, but she can tell us what she's doing and we can show up to support her. It will be good if it's council, you know, the council members can come, but we don't want to limit the work of what the council can do for the people based on if we can or can't show up. We still need to get the work, you know, done. So Jessica, as I emailed and told you, whatever, I know you have a great list. If you need any level of support, let me know, and I'll help you get whatever you want to get out, if it's the meet and greets with the parents or the different inclusion workshops that you have brought up. All right, do we
Let
have
me
any
just make a comment, because I think it's great she wants to do inclusion, because that's her thing. But my thing is transition. And because we're talking about everybody for transition, you know what I mean?
Right. So we do have a chair for transition. Christy Montalban has been the chair for a few years there. So we do have that going. And guys, I want to be really honest about this. When people say yes, and you're saying you're going to chair these committees, there's real work to do with it. We want you to be in touch with the people in the district, and in touch with stakeholders and community-based organizations to do the work. It's not kind of fly by night. So we don't want it to feel like that, or like it's too much heavy lifting, but you will be reaching out to organizations. You will be asking people when they can show up, if they can do things and bring, you know, resources back to the council, but you do get to do that on your own time. You can always reach back out to us. We will give you the Zoom links that you need. Make sure you have your interpreters that you ask for, give you the flyers, share them on social media, and support you in those manners. With that being said, if there's any other assistance or things that are coming up, we want to support our face liaison. She's going to need us to give her our dates ahead of time, which means right now we're going to go ahead and start planning for December. So if anyone has workshops that they would like to put on and have dates that they know that can work, please let us know so we can lock that in, and also so that we can let the district know so we don't piggyback on dates that they may have, so that they may support or we may support them. With the discussion of presenters, we do have, well, we were going to have a presenter from CUNY. He's going to do a workshop now for the transition for our students going into CUNY SUNY programs. He is not going to be able to speak at our meeting because it was going to be a bit long and it needed to be an extended Q&A. So what we want to do, if you guys, as I say, we all make one fist, right? So everybody's ideas matter. If you have a topic that you know our parents are right on top of, need to hear more about, we can always have someone come and present in our actual meetings. Now, guys, we want to try to maybe make this like 30 minutes at most, because we don't want to keep people in the office really long or online really long, because we all do have our families and our children that we do have to, get back to as well. So we don't want to lean into 2 and 3 hour meetings if we do not have to. But if you do have any presenters, please email and or let us know so that we can try to add them to the slate of our meetings. Resumes for the AAs, guys. I am going through them and I'm going to try to pull out the top 20. Jessica, again, thank you for giving me some of the resumes that you were able to go through. I don't know, Councilmember Barrero or Daniels, if you guys have been able to go through the resumes, but we will need to go through them because it's a process. Once we go through, we have to see if they're vetted. And, well, they're already vetted, but the point is we have to go through that, make sure they're still available, go through the entire process of the interviews. And generally, we do multiple in a day. And as I've said before, these people are also being interviewed by other CECs, which means if we're waiting to pull the resumes, waiting to do the interviews, we're going to delay ourselves with assistance and we may miss out on someone good. So with that being said, if anyone has additional time to go through some of those resumes, if you see something great, flag it, send it over, and I'll add it to the top 20 so that on November 20th, we can discuss what interviews can start looking like for the process of our AA.
The same headband like this event.
When was the resume sent? I don't remember getting them. They was in the email?
Yeah, we multiple times. Tamika sent them out twice and then I forwarded them out.
You sure she sent it to me?
Positive. I'll tell you.
I don't recall, but okay.
Yeah, she sent it out and then I don't know if you were, I forwarded it to everyone. Everybody has the resumes for certain. We have two different sets. One is from, or both of them are from September 26th, 2024. So I can bump those back up, but yeah, this is from September 26th and then right after that. So we can bump those back up just so that you guys can look. They are zip files. It is about 140. I'm not gonna, lie to you. It may take a lot of room if you don't have a lot of room on your computer, or if you're able to open it on your phone, just zoom through. If you see some things, pull it. I'm not asking you to go through all 140. That would be a big ask. But if you do have time and you can find something that you like, always please do at least give us your top 3, your top whatever number that you may want to add in. Do we have any other questions or considerations about the process when we do the AAs? That will only be council members. We will record it. We will only share it with council members, the ones that may not be present. The questions that we're going to ask, we have them preset. I can send them out to members to see if you want to adjust them by any means. Otherwise, we are pretty much boilerplate ready to go. We just need to have the people in place to do the interviews. Do we have any other questions around the resumes? Or do we want to set a deadline for our top picks, guys? Do we want to try to have this ready by the November 20th meeting?
That would be ideal. I mean, in my opinion.
Is everyone able to have a glance or look before the 20th?
I would try to see because I'm running out of space on my device. I don't got no space on my tablet. I know that.
You have a computer from the council, right?
I know, but even that's filling up.
The Chromebook?
Mm-hmm. On mine it is because I got my email connected and everything else.
Oh no, I'll show you.
Mainly my email.
Yeah. No.
My email has a lot of emails in it.
No, yeah, but with Chrome and with Google, I have like 13 Google emails on it. You'll be fine. I'll show you how to do it.
I only got one Google account on there, but it's taking up a lot of space.
Yeah, and it's by just one, it's by account, and that's technically like in the cloud unless you have stuff on your drive. But I'll show you how to do that because we do need you functional on your laptop. Let's see, guys. Okay, Lakeisha Hicks, we have someone that is going to be interviewing with us. Actually, that's supposed to be 11/11, guys. That is my faux pas. 11/7 is our busing committee meeting on tomorrow. And then we have our superintendent meeting on tomorrow. The candidate interview is on 11/11. That's Veterans Day on Monday at 10 a.m. I know that there were a few of us that said we could meet for that morning. Is that still the consensus?
Well, that person is no longer, I believe, one of them. And I said I wasn't available. Not, because I'm going to go see a program for Jada that day, another program for when she graduates. I gotta visit these programs little by little, so I'm scheduled to do that morning.
Okay, so Jessica and Vanessa, would either of you be available? If not, I can speak with Councilmember Montalban. We can run the interview and give it to council members, and if needed, we can do a second. What we are looking for is to have her interviewed prior to November 20th, so that if we decide to take on Miss Hicks, we will be voting on our calendar meeting, which means we would be asking for a notary and for a trustee, as we don't have quorum. So worst
They're
case.
not going to give us problems with that again, are they? Because I'm really
No,
not.
no. We've spoken to face. That's a non-issue. They're clear that we do need to have a notary when we have our votes for our new members. And so we will be putting out more flyers again for the vacancies, guys. We can still fill up the seats. We need the help. We need the bodies. Face is looking into talking to our public advocate again. We have reached out to the public advocate. This is the longest the council has ever gone without a public advocate. We did have one, and now we have none. So we generally
one
have
briefly, but it took long to get him, but we had him for a little while. Yeah.
right. And so we are looking to add at minimum 2 more people. Guys, we can put out our flyers to our community-based organizations. You can share them with your friends, with your schools. We generally meet parents out and about who do want to be a part of it. They just didn't know that they could apply. So if we can try to do a little bit of a push collectively to see if we can get anybody else who wants to serve and has the capacity to serve, that would be a good look. Now, for our school visits, guys, I know that Jessica and Vanessa, you guys are newer to the council, and you may not have done a visit before, or you may. If not, we do have a process that we go through when we request the schools that you want to visit. We do have a form that we use that you would fill out, data that you'll read before you go. It's pretty, I'll put it, I think we've sent it out before, but I will make sure that you guys have it, just so that when you go for every school visit, I'm going to send you guys the same thing. Oh, there's Jessica again.
I let her in already. Just to comment on that, Jessica was gonna do a school visit before, and if I remember right, she got the information late from the district about some change, and that's why she didn't get to go to that particular one.
Okay, and that's okay. But moving forward, what we're doing for our school visits, we want to make sure you guys are prepared, that you have what you need, and that you can go where you want to go. So with that being said, we really want you to step up and say, hey, I want to go check out this school over here or that school over there. If parents have told you about different things or asked you to come look at a school, go to the school. We are going to be looking at the capital planning to see like what kind of help these schools need, what kind of things are going on in their buildings. And we can hear about it all day, but we can make a change or at least understand it better if we go in person and we see what is happening, because we will only get to pick 5 top priorities that we can add in. We generally do 1 per borough. So we want to try to be diligent about our school visits, which we'll need to be doing between now and December. And so my question is, as we talk about capacity, for those of us who are able to get out in the mornings, like when our children may be in school and things of that nature, do you have the capacity and or desire to visit the schools? I know Jessica, I know you would and will. Do you still have the capacity to do so? And Vanessa, did you want to chime in and also do some school visits?
So for me, it depends on the day. Sometimes I have medical appointments. Sometimes my children have medical appointments.
Oh,
So
you
it
would
just
pick
depends on
you
the
would pick
day.
the day, Vanessa. You guys would pick what you the date that you would want to go visit the schools. We wouldn't pick that.
Oh,
Yeah, you pick the school, you pick the day. We just help you get access and permission.
okay. So yes, I'm able to.
Yeah. So what we want to do also, guys, thank you, Vanessa. We have our representatives in seats 1 through 32. So we need to have another meeting, guys, just collectively, because we don't want our reps to feel kind of left out. I know President's Council does a great job of, finding them, interviewing them, and supporting them, and our district does as well. And there's a meeting in the works for for the different 1 through 32 seats. However, I just want to lift up that where we know that there's not a seat or if there's an absence, if we can be interacting with that CEC's president so that there is some kind of connection to District 75 in those spaces, since we do have those seats and they work so hard to get 1 through 32. As far as the meeting for the reps, Nora sent out an email to save the date, and it is potentially November 25th at 6 p.m. So if everyone can remember to hold November 25th at 6 p.m., that would be the possible potential info session for the D75 1 through 32 reps. And we want to make sure that they know us, because we can be in a space of either mentoring or just being able to have a touchstone if they needed someone to immediately say, hey, how do you do this? Or, hey, can you help me with? We want to make sure that we have space to, help other people as well. So with the, school visits process forms, I will forward those to you for the capital planning District 75 reps. Now, guys, the last thing that we can go over really quickly for our meeting on the 20th, we're going to be we're going to be motioning in to vote for add-ons to our bylaws. So if you guys can, I'll bump back up the e-file. If you can go back through the descriptions for the committees and just the language that we're doing with the meetings. We're trying to move all of our meetings to a 6 p.m. start time versus 6:30. And in addition, we're looking to give the council power to make joint meetings so that we will only have to have one meeting per month. Now, guys, the catch to that will be if we do not have that calendar meeting or it is not a meeting with quorum, we won't be able to vote on specific things. And we are going to start having deadlines in February when it comes to our purchasing orders and things of that nature. So if we can get a lot of stuff done while we have quorum as we're moving forward, let's do our best to do that. I know we're all trying our best. Now with DLT, I did reach out to Nora to ask for the district leadership team notes from the different meetings that have happened and for the education plan, because I know there's a lot of information that some of us don't know because either we're new or we haven't really been caught up with the meetings, in the sense that we all don't have to necessarily go, but that doesn't mean we shouldn't be aware of what's happening. So I want to make sure that we have access to all of those different notes so we can know where we might need to uplift or do or support something else within the district. With that being said, do we have any questions, concerns, comments about the stuff that we've discussed?
I just wanted to mention, because I forgot to mention, we was talking about like the committee meetings. I know I mentioned it to Christy Angel over the phone, I think, or through email. But I'm trying to start. Even though I'm in charge of safety committee also. I had discussed with co-president Christy Angel just to let the other two council members know. Since Christy Montavon is not here for me to really tell her tonight because she's not available. But I'll put this in the email as well for the rest of us. But I just want to state for the record, I'm trying to do a safety committee town hall about subway surfing, because kids, still been dying, and some of them been all kids in District 75. I think one of them was from the one from Queens, I believe, was actually a District 75 child. So even if it wasn't a District 75 child, it just needs to be It's just something that needs to be discussed and needs to have more awareness about, in my opinion. So I'm trying to set up a town hall for sometime maybe the 1st or 2nd week of December. I'm gonna be doing it also with y'all know Wanda Belines. I'm gonna be doing it with her. She's one of our parent leaders, that's on council CC8 council, I believe. She has the District 75 seat over there currently, and she's on other roles. Even when she's not on a role, she's always, advocating for our kids. That's my point. So me and her gonna do this subways. We're gonna do this safety committee town hall on behalf of our council, but on behalf of the committee, safety committee in particular, so that we could bring more awareness about the subway surfing dangers. Because five kids have died this school year from subway surfing, and some of them is District 75 kids too, not just the typical kids, but it's everybody. That it just needs to be more awareness. That's what I'm saying. She wants to also do her own town hall. She had told me we were supposed to do it in October, but I think life got busy. So she said she supposed to do her own in March. But I feel like March was too late, so I want to do one in December. On that topic in particular. That's all I wanted to say, just to let the council members know what I'm doing. That's all.
Okay. Guys, also we're gonna I wanted to get an idea. We put out the co-located school survey, which I accidentally was sharing, trying to go through it, pull it up. My question is, do you guys want to go through the results of the co-located school survey in our calendar meeting? Or do you think we should have this as a separate meeting so we can uplift what may be going on and have some other people's voices or parent voices in a separate space? Do we have any ideas about that? If not, we can always have it in a space where it's in our calendar meeting where we can, give it to the district, give it to the people, have it open for Q&A at the end of our meeting. If everyone wants to, that can be something that we can add in for November, or we can add in for December. I'll pull up the deck and presentation with the different charts, and we can have feedback from council members about what they think in regard to presenting that to the district with what we have found. I also want to say I had the opportunity to go to an Arts for All Abilities Consortium workshop, and it was really good. I know that some of you know I'm really trying to lift up mental health and crisis awareness and things in the schools. And our council right now, I've been working on some relationships for us, for the district, with pop culture, recording industries, and labels that may want to have artists come in and do assemblies and or do mentorships, workshops, and things of that nature when it comes down to normalizing and removing the stigma of mental health, because we do connect with people through music and through our narratives. So we will be uplifting that with the district on tomorrow with more details, but we are looking at having a level of partnership, and Sony is actually willing to work with us. There's some things behind the scenes that they have to do before we can technically move forward, but it is a really cool partnership and a really cool space where we may be able to bring some different awareness and access to our schools and students. With that being said, I'm not sure that I have any further updates. I will say for our newsletter that we'll be working on, if anybody has anything that you would like to contribute, please let me know. I do not mind adding anything from our members, any highlights from your schools, or things that you think parents may need to know. If any of you guys would like to contribute to the blog, let me know. We can always put it online and on the newsletter. Do we have any questions and concerns about anything that we've discussed today, guys? Or any new business?
I just think that we need to do a board meeting.
You
Just
like
us.
an executive session?
No, a board meeting, not right now, or not doing this meeting right now, which would be executive session. A board meeting amongst each other at a separate time. Like it could be virtual, but we need to discuss some things
Well,
offline.
that's the thing. We can't do that. We are a legal body. Everything, if more than two of us are meeting, it is a public meeting, and the public has the right, and legally they have to be there. So if we were going to have a meeting that
But we don't have board meetings no more.
we don't have a board.
We're still council members. It's 5 of us.
Yes, and as a council, and if it's 5 of us, then as we're doing this business meeting now, we would be doing this with the public having access to it. If it is something that is private between us, then it would be something that would be an executive session that would happen during a calendar meeting or business meeting, but we would be able to step off into a breakout room or something of that nature. But generally, the public has a right to know our business, the business of the council.
Well,
But
according to some people, and they're not on this platform, we haven't been doing no business. But that's not totally true.
In my opinion, I'm not really here to play in the mud with anybody. We know the work that we are doing of the council, and we're doing good work.
I said they're not here. I just said that.
Oh, I'm not playing in the mud.
They're not present. You get what I'm saying?
I'll be honest, I don't have any feelings one way or the other because I know the work that we are doing. So I want to still say thank you to Vanessa Barrero, to Jessica, to you, Andrea, to Christy, to even the people that are gone, but those of us that are still here, thank you for the work that you are contributing, and let's try to uplift each other and connect with each other so we can continue doing the work of the council and supporting the families for District 75. If we do not have any new business or considerations, Vanessa, Jessica, you sure you don't have anything? And not to put you on the spot, just want to make sure.
No.
Not at
Okay.
this time.
Okay. All right, guys. So what I'm going to do is make sure that we have the different items that you need before the November 20th meeting. And if there is nothing else, we can go ahead.
Hold on a second.
Yes.
I believe you. I don't know if that could be discussed at this meeting, but wasn't we saying something about the include NYC?
Well, we had already talked about include NYC, but we would need to pay include NYC if we are going to table. If we're choosing to table, then we can say, all right, let's go to Mo and say, Mo, include NYC costs us $300 to participate. Please create a purchase order, and then we can go ahead and move on since we already have those monies for the parent engagement. So did we have, forgive me, who said that they could be present to do the include NYC in February on that Saturday?
Yes, that was me.
Jessica. Okay. So then what I'm going to do tomorrow, I'm going to have Mo go ahead and make a purchase order so that we can get our table saved. And then we'll get the information so we can be clear and know what we're going to set up and have with us. And Jessica, if there's new things for outreach, I can try to be there. I'm just not certain. But I generally I've been there for the online one. So this one is in person. I don't mind empowering you guys to go with the information that you need. If we need to create some new things to be there, to be more succinct, giving them out, let me know. And thank you for being willing.
I mean, I could try to be. It depends on what day it is. I forgot what date it was.
Let me check it out really quickly, guys. Give me 1 second.
This is my daughter's senior year. Everything always coming up last minute now.
Okay, so this
I think it's February 1st. I'm looking online from 10:30 to 3.
Okay.
That's a Saturday, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
All right, I could try my best to be there too if she needs my assistance. So that'd be at least two of us.
We only have 2 chairs. I don't know what that means. Yes, it'll just be the 2 of you. I don't know if you want somebody to rotate out or if you want a council member. Generally, like I said, like when I worked at Disney World, you always have somebody in front of the rides and say, hey guys, come on in, come on over, so that they can come over to the table, pass out some information. So we may have more than 2 bodies, but 2 at the table. So worst case, Andrea, Jessica, well, Andrea is a possibility. Jessica's a yes. Yes? Is that what we're hearing?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so then I'll make sure that we get the ball rolling with that purchase order, and you guys can have the information that you need from the opposite side of a parent side. I can't even think girl, my mind's so blurred right now. I'm like, oh Lord, for the oh Lord, what am I trying to say on the vendor side? Oh goodness,
I
y'all.
got to
Have to
include
do-
NYC, the vendor table, whatever it is, we
Right,
gotta
so as
run.
on the back side of it, just to make sure, because there's a
Right.
lot of steps that we have to do as vendors. So we want to make sure that you guys have that information, that you're set up and things of that nature. So it's already 7:39.
I
If
have one more question before we close.
okay.
The legislative breakfast, we have a date since the district gonna help us with it? Like
Okay.
for March?
Well, we talked about it earlier, but I'll go back over it again. So we're doing it the first week of March, and we do not have the date set in stone. We're waiting for the availability of Baruch. And then tomorrow at the superintendent's meeting, that is when we'll know for certain the date for the legislative breakfast.
What time is that meeting tomorrow, that one?
It's 12 to 1:30. It is on under the list of dates that Nora sent us. The link is attached to it.
All right, well, I'll be on the meeting, even though I'll be just coming from an appointment, but I'll be fine.
Okay, does everybody have access to that link for that meeting tomorrow for those of us that are able to join?
No, I think you need to bump it up again. It's probably lost in my email. I don't know about
Well,
everybody else.
right. So what we want to try to do, guys, when those kind of things come through, grab those links and add them to your calendar so you get it as a pop-up reminder. Otherwise, it may be hard for you to go through and pull that up. So I'm going to send you guys the dates again for the superintendent to make sure that everyone's there. If you cannot come, remember, you can shoot us an email and say, hey guys, I want the superintendent to know about this, or could you please uplift this on my behalf? And we will make sure that your voice is still heard in that aspect.
Yeah, that would be good for whoever can't show up. At least send your questions or concerns or whatever, and we'll make sure they they get it,
All righty. So if there, I guess we may, I keep asking, but I think we might be at the end of the night. So I do not have any further business. There's nothing else on the agenda. If we do not have anything else to uplift, we will go ahead and adjourn this meeting at 7:41 and release our interpreters at 7:41 p.m. Again, thank you guys for attending. Thank you for your time, council members. Again, if you need any assistance with anything, please do reach out so that we can continue to support. With that being said, have a great night, everyone.
Good night, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you too.
Bye.